It has been said that politics is the second oldest profession. I have learned that it bears a striking resemblance to the first. There are no easy answers, but there are simple answers. We must have the courage to do what we know is morally right. Surround yourself with the best people you can find. Delegate authority, and don't interfere as long as the policy you've decided upon is being carried out. Today on the NATO line, our military forces face east to prevent a possible invasion. On the other side of the line, the Soviet forces also face east to prevent their people from leaving. Above all, we must realize that no arsenal, or no weapon in the arsenals of the world, is so formidable as the will and moral courage of free men and women. It is a weapon our adversaries in today's world do not have. Some people wonder all their lives if they've made a difference. The Marines don't have that problem. No government ever voluntarily reduces itself in size. Government programs, once launched, never disappear. Actually, a government bureau is the nearest thing to eternal life we'll ever see on this earth. Before I refuse to take your questions, I have an opening statement. There are no constraints on the human mind, no walls around the human spirit, no barriers to our progress except those we ourselves erect. Approximately 80% of our air pollution stems from hydrocarbons released by vegetation. So let's not go overboard in setting and enforcing tough emission standards from man-made sources. I have wondered at times what the Ten Commandments would have looked like if Moses had run them through the US Congress. The problem is not that people are taxed too little. The problem is that government spends too much. Government is like a baby, an alimentary canal with a big appetite at one end and no sense of responsibility at the other. I never drink coffee at lunch. I find it keeps me awake for the afternoon. We should measure welfare success by how many people leave welfare, not by how many are added. Leadership is the art of getting someone else to do something you want done because he wants to do it. In preparing for battle, I have always found that plans are useless, but planning is indispensable. The supreme quality for leadership is unquestionably integrity. Without it, no real success is possible, no matter whether it is on a section gang, a football field, in an army, or in an office. I hate war as only a soldier who has lived it can, only as one who has seen its brutality, its futility, its stupidity. If you want total security, go to prison. There you're fed, clothed, given medical care, and so on. The only thing lacking is freedom. Farming looks mighty easy when your plow is a pencil and you're 1,000 miles from the cornfield. Every gun that is made, every warship launched, every rocket fired, signifies in the final sense a theft from those who hunger and are not fed, those who are cold and are not clothed. Neither a wise man nor a brave man lies down on the tracks of history to wait for the train of the future to run over him. An intellectual is a man who takes more words than necessary to tell more than he knows. There's no tragedy in life like the death of a child. Things never get back to the way they were. I think that people want peace so much that one of these days government had better get out of their way and let them have it. In the councils of government, we must guard against the acquisition of unwarranted influence, whether sought or unsought, by the military-industrial complex. The potential for the disastrous rise of misplaced power exists and will persist. Any man who wants to be president is either an egomaniac or crazy. The problem in defense is how far you can go without destroying from within what you are trying to defend from without. Though force can protect in emergency, only justice, fairness, consideration, and cooperation can finally lead men to the dawn of eternal peace. The best morale exists when you never hear the word mentioned. When you hear a lot of talk about it, it's usually lousy. The older I get, the more wisdom I find in the ancient rule of taking first things first, a process which often reduces the most complex human problem to a manageable proportion. The history of free men is never really written by chance, but by choice. Their choice. No one should ever sit in this office over 70 years old, and that I know. Theodore Roosevelt, speak softly and carry a big stick. You will go far. To educate a man in mind and not in morals is to educate a menace to society. No man is above the law and no man is below it. Nor do we ask any man's permission when we ask him to obey it. The only man who never makes a mistake is the man who never does anything. It is hard to fail, but it is worse never to have tried to succeed. A vote is like a rifle. Its usefulness depends upon the character of the user. A thorough knowledge of the Bible is worth more than a college education. Great thoughts speak only to the thoughtful mind, but great actions speak to all mankind. A man who has never gone to school may steal from a freight car. But if he has a university education, he may steal the whole railroad. With self-discipline, most anything is possible. People ask the difference between a leader and a boss. The leader leads and the boss drives. Great thoughts speak only to the thoughtful mind, but great actions speak to all mankind. Never throughout history has a man who lived a life of ease left an aim worth remembering. The things that will destroy America are prosperity at any price, peace at any price, safety first instead of duty first, the love of soft living, and the get-rich-quick theory of life. The first requisite of a good citizen in this republic of ours is that he shall be able and willing to pull his own weight. When you are asked if you can do a job, tell them, "Certainly I can." Then get busy and find out how to do it.